Good afternoon, this is Eric V. Rural Xer. We are at the Ocoee Whitewater Center, just below Ducktown, Tennessee, going towards Cleveland, Tennessee, or the Ocoee area, I should say. And we're just going to look around here a little bit. This is the place that I had mentioned before that was, there was a center way on up the road from where we're at. We're actually at the parking lot, the lower end of the parking lot where you turn off of Highway 64 coming out of Ducktown to the place. And we are staying out here outside, well, the restrooms anyway. And wife is over here next to me. Well, there she is. But anyway, we are standing out here, and we were going to go drive on back up. We had to come so far down this parking lot area to find a turn in to get down here to it. We couldn't figure out how to get back up, so we started going through the parking lot, but then it had a thing that said do not enter, so you can't, they won't allow you to go on up back up to where the Ocoee Whitewater Center was at. But it had burned a few years ago. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'll look up some information before I edit this video and put the links to it below. So anyway, we're going to walk around here just a little bit, show you a little bit around this place, so come along and join us. We're over here looking up the river. Now, at one time I was told that all these rocks through here, this is all placed specifically for the 1996 Summer Olympics. Now, the Summer Olympics, part of the Summer Olympics, the whitewater rafting part, or kayaking I should say, was held at this place. They had competitions here. This is one of the sites, many sites of the 1996 Summer Olympics. But I was told at one time that the rocks of this place was actually man-made rocks that was specifically made and placed here to make the course even more challenging and all. I don't know exactly how true that is, but that's what I've heard. Now, you can take that with a grain of salt. I don't know exactly how true that is. I don't know exactly what they were made out of. Maybe they were made out of rock and they were just cut by man and then placed in the river to form it. Or maybe it was made out of man-made material. I really don't know. But that is what I heard. Anyway, this is looking up the river back towards Ducktown area. And as you can see, right off there in the distance is Highway 64 going down through here, right along through there. So, and then we're fixing to walk across a bridge over here. There's Teresa. Hello. Yeah, here's. Yeah. 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 Teresa was saying that we ought to drive up there. We probably will, because I was thinking about going up through there and showing y'all the flagpoles. There was quite a few flagpoles, as you can see right off here in the distance. Huh? Yeah. But, well, these are the ones right here that they had all the national flags on during the Summer Olympics. Now, I don't know exactly what all these flagpoles over here on the bridge are about, but here's some more over here along this bridge, you can see. But yep, they're all over the bridge going across here. This is looking down the river right here. It's down pretty low. I would say that during the summer months, spring months, whenever they're actually using the river for rafting, whitewater rafting, this is much higher and probably up into these stones right along through here, I would say. I don't know, but I've seen it much higher than this. But here's a look across the bridge right here that we're on. just walking along through here. Here's a good view right here in the middle of the bridge. That's looking down through here. Very pretty. And there's quite a few rapids, I'm sure, whenever the river's running much higher than this. Quite a few people out here today, taking it all in. Now there's a, I think there, oh, picnic areas, that's what it is. It's picnic areas back over here in this area right here. See where the cars, oh, sorry about that. See where the cars are parked back over there. That's some picnic areas right down along through there. Here's a closer view of those flagpoles that we were looking at before, where all the national flags were hung during the 1996 Summer Olympics, right down through here. We've come down through here before and was going to go on up to that Whitewater Visitor Center, but as you'll see on up ahead here shortly, there's stop signs and do not enter, so they don't want you going on up through there for some reason. So we're not going to go on up through there. We're just going to go right on up through here a little ways and turn around. And as you can see, there's speed bumps there. But right here is the end of the line for us. But we're going to go back down and cross that bridge when we get there. We're now on the other side of the river, on the back side. We actually drove across the river here and got out and we're going to do some walking a little bit. Walk on up through here towards the this path on the other side. There's actually a little footbridge down here that we're interested in looking at, so we're going to go down there and check it out. So we're on our way to do that. We're walking along this path here. It's paved now, concrete, along the river, as you can see, and we're approaching what used to be the old Ocoee Whitewater Visitor Center up here on the left. Now, like I said before, it actually burnt down, and you can see the remnants inside those that green fence around it. I'm going to stop here and get a zoom in if I can. Here we go. That's where the Whitewater Center used to be, the Ocoee Whitewater Visitor Center, and there was like a museum, I think, up there at one time. I don't know if they have any plans on rebuilding it, replacing it, or anything. I hope they do. I think it was very, very busy whenever it was open during seasons and stuff, so I hope they rebuild it. But there's your Ocoee Whitewater Center was there. And like I said, I'll leave some information about that below in the information section. Teresa was showing me this watchtower over here. We were discussing it just a minute ago, trying to figure out what this thing was. And we don't know if it's just some sort of a watchtower that's been placed there in the last few years. It looks like it's been there for a while, though. Judging from the roof on it, it's pretty rusty up there on the top and all. And I don't know if they use it for anything anymore or not. Could have been where they might have done some filming at from the 1996 Summer Olympics. You know, that might have been a platform for video cameras and other cameras and stuff. So,
Excuse the interruption, but in my blissful ignorance at the time of filming this, I didn't know what the story was on the tower, what it was used for, when it was built, or how long it had been at the center. Since the filming, I've done some research and found out that it wasn't built before the 1996 Summer Olympics. Therefore, it wasn't used as a video and photography platform, but rather it was constructed in 2005 as an observation and educational tower and to be used as an announcer's booth for whitewater events. According to an article I found in the Chattanooga Times Free Press dated January 8, 2006, it reads, and I quote, "A fire tower observation deck at the Ocoee Whitewater Center is ready for visitors," Director Sherry Hicks said. "Interpretive panels are being built around its base to show visitors the history of the area," she added. Originally 90 feet high, the former Oswald Dome Tower was used for decades in the Cherokee National Forest until spotter aircraft made it obsolete. The tower was abandoned about 20 years ago. It was dismantled, repaired, and repainted before being erected at the Whitewater Center last year. Now, Mrs. Hicks said, the top section of the 20-foot tower is surrounded by deck and safety railings. It is planned as a site for children's educational programs and as an announcer's booth for whitewater events on the Olympic Rapids, end quotes. The article goes on to talk about stonemasons erecting the interpretive panels around the tower's base that the article references at the beginning. Just wanted to pass that information on about the fire tower. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
here's a closer view of that Whitewater Center over there. There's some columns, look like was part of the building at one time. That's still standing, but not much of the building itself is left, unfortunately. Hate that it's gone. Sure do. Well, we made up to a swing bridge up here, a suspension bridge that crosses the Ocoee right here at the Whitewater Center, and got some good views over here to it. Actually, I think we can actually get up pretty close to it from over here at the other side. But yeah, as you can see, got some really good views over there to it, and of the river itself as well. Very pretty, but it's very far down right now too. Well, we are in the parking lot now, or I am anyway. Teresa left me down at the bottom. She said, well, you can get awful close to that Whitewater Center up there and film all you want by yourself. She said she was going to stay at the bottom. Well, so I'm up here by myself, which is fine. Anyway, as you can see, it is gated off over here. The parking lot is pretty empty. They're keeping it empty that way, I'm sure, for a reason. When you get down here, get as close as possibly can, get some footage looking into it. Yep. Let's see. I actually have an extension on here, so I can pull this thing out and look down in there. So, looking down into the foundation of what used to be the Ocoee Whitewater Visitor Center here. And I never did get to come here, except maybe for one time. I can't remember. I know years ago when Marcus, my son, was really young, me, my wife, and him and my dad came up here and walked around the river some. But I can't remember if we went into the visitor center or not. Just don't remember at all. Teresa showed me this. Yeah, I don't think the gift shop is there anymore. They should honestly take that sign down. Because right there was where the gift shop was at, but it ain't no more. We're on the upper path now, walking back down from the, as I call it, the swinging bridge, or as Teresa calls it, the suspension bridge, whichever it is. I guess it is more of a suspension bridge rather than a swinging bridge. It doesn't really swing, but you can feel it sway underfoot. Anyway, just walking on down through here and thought this was some really good views from up here above, looking down at the riverbed and the lower pathway that we walked up. So I thought I would get some of this too through here. But just out enjoying the day. It's still a little bit cool and brisk, but not too bad. Teresa's on up ahead. I'll catch up with her, no problem. There she is. See how it does running.
That brings us to the end of this episode of the Rural Xer and our exploration of the Ocoee Whitewater Center, site of the 1996 Summer Olympic Canoe and Kayak Slalom competition. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up to let us know you did. If you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel for more similar content. Follow us on our social media pages at Facebook and Instagram to keep up with our adventures. I'll leave links to those sites in the comments section below. Also, please consider making a small monthly contribution to our Patreon page to help support our content. I'll leave a link to that site as well. As always, thanks so much for watching. God bless, and we'll see you in our next video.